TK. Happy Fun Friday. I hope everyone had a wonderful week. I'm super excited to see you guys during our Zoom calls today. But until then, let's go ahead and jump into some reading. So today we are going to be working on activity pages 1 and 2 from our ABC book unit. So that means we have 2 different objectives today. Let's go ahead and go over our objectives so we know what we're going to be working on. Objective is what we are going to learn. I can identify words that rhyme. So for our first objective, we're going to be seeing some pictures and deciding, do those things rhyme? We're going to be thinking about how the ending of words is the same or different. That's what tells us if a word rhymes. Our second objective is I can create shapes. So for this, we're going to be seeing some different shapes. We're going to be tracing them and then trying to make them on our own. So let's see what words we see that rhyme and what shapes we can create. We're going to go to the screen and get started. All right, TK, here we are on activity page 1. Go ahead, put your name at the top, and we're going to get started. First, I want to talk about what we see on this page. So on this page, there are a lot of different boxes, and they have different categories of items. Categories describes a group that we could put things in. So here, we have a sink and a stove. Those are both things that you would find in your house. So the category might be appliances or things that you find in your house. We also have a bed and a chair. We could say that those things are furniture. We have a bean and some lettuce. We have some vegetables, a glove and a shoe. Those are both clothing items. A hammer and a nail. Those are both, or a hammer and a tack. Those are both tools. A drink and an ice cream. Those are both things that you can eat and drink. We have a hat and a crown. Those are both things you can put on your head. We have paint and ink. Those are both things that you can make art with. And we have a kite and a balloon, 2 things that float. There's something else that these items have in common with one another. They are, in each box, the same color. Now it's important that we know what color they are because today we are actually going to be rhyming the color and the item. So I'm going to do one and then we're going to do the rest together. So what I mean by that is both of these things are pink. Which item rhymes with pink? Is it sink or stove? For the word pink, it ends in the ink sound, ink. Which word also ends in the ink sound? Is it sink or stove? Sink, it's sink. So I'm going to underline the sink. That is the word that rhymes with pink. Now let's do the next one together. We have a bed and a chair. What color are they? They're red. Which one rhymes with red? Bed or chair? We need to think about what ends in the ed sound. Ed. Which word ends in ed? Is it chair or bed? It's bed. So we are going to underline bed. Red and bed. So we had a pink sink, a red bed. Now let's look at our next box here. Our lettuce and our bean are what color? They're both green. So which one rhymes with green? Is it lettuce or bean? We need to think about the een sound, een. Which one makes the een sound at the end? Bean or lettuce? Bean. Green, bean. They rhyme. So I'm gonna underline my bean here. Green bean. And let's move on to our mitten and our shoe. What color is our glove and our shoe? They're blue. So we need to think about which one rhymes with blue. Blue ends in the oo sound. Which one ends in the oo sound? Is it glove or blue? Which one ends in oo? Shoe. Shoe ends in oo. We have a blue shoe. Now let's move on to our glove and our shoe. They are both blue. They are both the color blue. Now we need to think about which one ends in the oo sound. Blue ends in the oo sound. So does glove or shoe also end in the oo sound? Shoe. Blue shoe. That rhymes. So I'm going to underline my shoe. Good job. Now let's move on to our hammer and our tack. Both of these are the color black. They are both the color black. Which one rhymes with black? Black ends in the ack sound. Ack. So which one ends in the ack sound? Hammer or tack? Tack. T-ack. Bl-ack. Tack ends in the ack sound just like black. So I'm going to put a line under my tack. Now let's move on to our food items here. Drink and cone. We need to rhyme the one with the word pink. Which one rhymes with pink? Is it drink or cone? Remember, pink ends in the ink sound. Drink. Ink. Ink. They both end in the ink sound, so I'm going to underline my drink. Let's go on down here to our things that go on our heads. We have a hat and a crown, and they are both the color brown. Which word rhymes with brown? Is it hat or crown? Brown ends in the own sound. Own. Brown. So is it at or own? Which one ends in own? Crown. Very good. Crown rhymes with brown. Great job, guys. 2 more. Let's look at this one here. We're also rhyming with pink. We have a can and ink. Which one rhymes with pink? Remember, pink ends in that ink sound. Is it can or ink? Ink. Ink is actually the sound that the word pink ends in. P, ink, ink. They rhyme. Great job. Let's do our last one here. We are thinking about the color white. And we have a kite and a balloon. White ends in the ite sound. Ite. Which color or which item ends in the ite sound? Is it kite, kite, or balloon, which ends in oon? It's the kite. Kite. Kite rhymes with white. Great job, you guys. We found all of our rhyming words with our colors. Now we're going to go on to activity page 2 and talk about shapes. Okay, here we are on activity page 2. Here we're going to be looking at tracing some shapes and then drawing some shapes by ourselves. Now the thing to make sure we do here is look at the dot. That's going to be where we start our shapes. Let's start here on the top left side. What shape do I have here? A circle. Very good. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. That is a circle. So to trace my circle, I'm going to be starting at the dot. I'm starting at the dot, tracing around, following that blue line until I get back to the dot. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to start at the dot and I'm going to try and make the exact same circle. So here I go. I'm going up and around, doing my best to make a nice, neat circle. And there's my circle. I started at the dot, went around to the left, and came back. Great job. Let's do this shape next. What is this shape called? It has 3 sides. A triangle. Very good. It has 3 sides. So we're going to start at the top of our triangle. That's where our dot is. And we are going to follow those blue lines down, tracing really nicely all the way back to our blue lines. And there's our triangle. And now we're going to do the same thing, and I'm going to follow that arrow. So this dot is where I start, and the arrow is pointing down in a diagonal line, telling me that first I need to make my diagonal line down, and then I need to make my second line across and go right back up to the top with my third line to make my triangle, because a triangle has 3 sides. Nice work. Let's go down here to the bottom left. What is that shape? I'll give you a hint. It has 4 sides and they are all the same size. It's a square. Great job. We are going to start at this dot, and the arrow here is telling me to go down first. So I'm going to follow that arrow. So here I go. I'm starting at the dot and I'm going down first, following the arrow. And then I'm going to go across the bottom, go back up to the top, and go across back to my dot. And there's my square. Now I'm going to do it by myself, and I'm going to start at the dot and follow the arrow. So first I'm going down, then I'm going across the bottom, back up to the top, and across the top back to the dot. And there's my square. Let's do our last shape here. What is this shape called? It has 2 sides longer than the other 2. Oh yeah. It's a rectangle. Great job, you guys. So same thing. I'm going to start at the top here where the dot is and follow that arrow, which is telling me to go down. So here I go, following that arrow down. And then I have to follow it across. And then I have to go right back up there to the top. Go back across to my dot. And there's my rectangle. And here I go. I'm going to try it all by myself now. I'm going to start at the dot and follow my arrow. It's telling me to go down. Then I go across the bottom, making sure my sides going down are longer than my line across the bottom, because then it's a rectangle. And there's my rectangle. So that's how we do activity page 2. We're really paying attention to where the dot tells us to start and which direction the arrow goes so that we can make our shapes. Nice work, you guys. I'll see you back here for handwriting and phonics.